What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR 365. What is going on? Today it is Thursday. It is June 6th, and it is 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Another late show. So we've had a bit of late shows here. Let me go ahead and adjust this view slightly, turn it a little bit more this way. We've had a number of later shows recently, and that trend may continue a little bit. Part of it is just heat here in Sacramento and getting ready for a show. And a lot of times, man, I kind of wish I didn't have a job right now. I kind of wish I was unemployed like I was before. It's so much easier to work on this stuff when you're unemployed and you don't have anything going on. And when you actually have a job and you got to go to work, even if you're not working a lot of hours, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of time to work with here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. This is episode 201 of our show. The title of the show, Valve Index, Our Biggest Concerns Heading into Launch. And I got to tell you, it's kind of overhyped, really, because honestly, I don't have that much to talk about the Valve Index today. I just decided to use it as kind of like the title and the thumbnail and that sort of thing. But I don't really have like major breakdown on what is the problems with the Valve Index. Don't really have a major breakdown on that, but still, there is some stuff that we can talk about. I think there's probably 3 issues with the Valve Index that have started to come into a bit more focus recently. In regards to the whole Valve Index thing, one thing I got to tell you, look, we're mostly very positive about this thing. I want it really bad. But what are we going to do? Are we going to keep talking about 144 hertz? Are we going to keep talking about how the clarity is so much better and all these different things? No, let's focus on some negatives, man. Let's stir it up. Let's stir up the pot, and let's talk a little bit about some negativity in regards to the Valve Index. What are some concerns? What are the concerns that we have? And there's different kinds of customers out there. There's different kinds of Valve Index pre-order people. And some of these Valve Index pre-order people, they don't want to know any negatives. There's some people, like there legitimately are people out there. And I mean, it's kind of a good thing. It's kind of a good thing in a way. Like they just want to know positives and they want to completely avoid every negative. And they don't want to hear anything about a negative. There's people that are like that, and they want to stay as far away as possible from any negativity because they don't want to develop buyer's remorse. A lot of people get really worried about that, get hyper concerned about that. And so anybody goes even slightly negative on this thing that they're interested in, and it's like, oh, hell no, this dude, So people get up in arms over that. Then you got another type of consumer that they want to know every downside going in so it's not as shocking to them. And they know that there's trade-offs. They know that there's good things. They know that there's bad things. And they're able to deal with that. They're able to understand that. So you've got like different kinds of people out there. I know when we were waiting for the Rift S, and there were people that pre-ordered the Rift S, they locked in the Rift S, they were getting excited about the Rift S. Same thing with the Oculus Quest, exact same thing. And anytime somebody brought up a negative about either one of those things, sometimes they would go really crazy about it. Other people embrace the negatives. They want to know the real deal. And so, that's what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple of minor negatives. Not really big deals, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. So nobody should really get their panties all in a bunch over this. Okay, let's see what some people are talking about in chat. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and pop my chat in the right spot here. Okay, Oliver Cook says, so he's talking about the negatives here. It's not available in my country. That's a pretty big negative, actually. And you know what I could do, folks? What I could do is I could go back to, I could go into a file where I have, remember the 20 things I hate about the Valve Index? I could go back to that 20 negative things. I think I have it saved somewhere, and we can see if anything has changed with some of those. Oliver Cook says, Hail Gaben, Slay Blaze, first waivers probably don't even care about the negatives. It depends. It depends on the type of person you are. Some people stick their head in the sand. Other people embrace negativity. Other people, I don't know, they're kind of in between. Lee Tobin says, my concern is I'll never be able to buy it here in Australia. Well, Lee Tobin, have I got a deal for you? Because you know what? There is something called eBay. And you can hop on eBay, and if you've got $3,000 burning a very large hole in your pocket, if you've got $4,000 burning a hole in your pocket, I guarantee you somebody will get you one in Australia if you really want it that bad. Unfortunately, that's the downside of this. And I do believe there are a lot of scalpers that are in on this Valve Index thing. It's way too expensive and it's sold out way too fast for there not to be a considerable number of scalpers. And I think the scalpers, they made a good decision. This is a great thing to scalp because just look at Canada. Okay, so you got Cloudhead Games, right? The studio that made Episode 1, Call of the Starseed, Episode 2, Heart of the Emberstone, and an Episode 3 might not be that far away. In fact, an announcement might be imminent within the next 10 days or so. We might get an announcement for Episode 3 by Cloudhead Games. But they're based in Canada, and they were working on, what was that software, where you do your hands and you do Rochambeau and all that sort of thing, right? They worked on that software. How ironic is it that they're in Canada, yet you cannot order a Valve Index in Canada? And that was not lost on them. And they had an AMA, well, not quite an AMA. It was Ask Me Almost Anything. They had an AMAA that was on the Valve Index subreddit, and we're going to bounce over there and take a look at some of the things that were said in that AMA. But one of the things they mentioned is maybe for the holidays. Maybe for the holidays. So I believe they have some inside information. I believe they know. I believe they said, hey, Valve, so by the way, we're in Canada. When is a Canadian going to be able to cop one of these puppies? And they said, oh, the holidays. Don't worry, it'll be there for the holidays. And I think there's actually some news. I think if you go to the Valve Index subreddit, I think there's actually some news about kind of like the FCC in Canada. It's already been rated over there. So if you're in Canada, if you can wait till Christmas time, you can probably grab yourself a Valve Index. But, dude, scalpers are going to have a freaking field day off of this baby. They really are. It's going to be a little bit crazy. Lee Tobin says, no thanks. $3,000? No thank you. What do you mean, Lee Tobin? You're not mega rich? You're not living in an incredible palace right by the ocean there in Brisbane, Australia, or whatever? I don't know the different places in Australia. But you mean you are not rolling a freaking Lamborghini around the tundra of Australia? You are not you don't got money just coming out of every orifice like it's going out of style. You can't hop onto eBay and buy one of these babies for $3,000. I thought everybody was rich. I thought I was the only poor boy out there. But one thing I did want to do really quick, by the way, okay, how many minutes are we into this? We haven't done anything yet. I've ran the same trailer for 9 minutes. My apologies there. Let's throw something else on the screen, anything else on the screen, rather than running the same trailer for 9 minutes. But I did want to say, why not hit the like button now? Yeah, I don't do this very often. I don't say, subscribe, man, hit the like button, do this, do that, Tippy stream. I don't say a lot of that stuff often as much as I should. I should probably do it way the hell more. I should morph into that used car salesman that I know I can be. But I don't do that enough. But you know what I should do right about now? Why don't I thank the sponsor of today's program? Yeah, this episode that you guys are watching today, episode 201, it would not exist unless we had a sponsor, and thank God we did have a sponsor today, and our sponsor is Dear Sophie. She actually gave, like, I have her full name, like Sophie blah, 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 but I decided not to put her full name on here because I don't know that she really wants her full name on blast, so I just put Dear Sophie. But Dear Sophie, Mark Money, Lefty 007, Lefty 007 puts Mark Money on there. No, dude, Mark Money is real. Mark Money is legit. And Mark Money did sponsor one of these episodes. But today it is Dear Sophie. Much love to Dear Sophie coming in clutch, like seriously clutch, with the Patreon support, which allows us to turn on the lights and to turn on the cameras and turn on the mic. Don't you love that when you're listening to like some kind of show and they're like, yeah, we're able to turn on the lights and we're able to bring you this production. Thank you to blah, blah, blah. Like you really wouldn't have your lights turned on. I mean, come on. I can afford lights, goddammit. I can afford cameras. I can afford mics. What I can't afford is to spend hours upon hours and not get a little juicy tidbit out of this. And that's what Dear Sophie is bringing to the table, a juicy tidbit of Patreon love. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dear Sophie. Okay, so did I miss the concerns? No, and that's Andrew in chat. Andrew King is like, did I miss the concerns? There's concerns, man. I've got some serious concerns, brah. Serious concerns are going to be discussed on this program today. So anyway, what the hell am I talking about when I'm talking about concerns? Why don't we go ahead and get into that? Martin Bohan donated $1 via PayPal. Much love, Martin Bohan. Really appreciate it. But why don't we go ahead? Let's bounce over to the webinar for the first time today. That is Upload VR that is on the screen. Oh, crapatorical. Hold on a second, guys. I don't have my, let's see. I need to, man, I screwed this whole thing up. Okay, hold on 1 second. Just got to get rid of something and then add something. So we're going to get rid of all of that. And then we're going to add files. And we are going to add, let's go back here. And we're going to add that file. We're just going to say open. Okay, it doesn't want to work like that. Okay, hold on 1 sec. Hold on, Miss Jackson. Hold on, Miss Jackson. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got it in there. Goran Galenik. Goran Galenik has been busy over at PayPal. He donated $20, also donated $5 within a matter of a couple of days. So, he donated 5, felt guilty, donated 20 more. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you so much, Goran Galenik. But let's go ahead and get into the actual meat of the show today, the substance that we got over here. And you know what I want to do? I want to bounce over to the Valve Index subreddit. And this is the AMA that I was talking about. We are Cloudhead Games, developers of Aperture Hand Labs for Valve. Ask me almost anything. Yeah, these guys are based in Canada. But anyway, okay. So we have this guy here. Let me see, actually, let me zoom this in. I'm going to zoom this in. Oh, wait. That's going downwards. Oh, no, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Zoom this in and let's see. Okay, so one of the questions that I was really interested in that was asked here is by Mark 555 something or other. And he says, I'm surprised no one has asked. There are some split opinions and perhaps some confusion about the Index lens's sweet spot. CV1 is pretty good. Vive, not as good. How is the sweet spot of the lenses compared to the CV1 and HTC Vive? And so this is one of the developers at Cloudhead Games. He says, the sweet spot is easier to find for me than with the other headsets. With others, I find myself giving up and saying good enough or cycling through and just guessing at where the sweet spot is. With Index, there's a very distinct moment for me when I hit it. Okay, now honestly, I read that statement and that is a concern, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what? If there's a very distinct moment when he finally finds the sweet spot, to me, that says it's a very small sweet spot. Because if it was a big sweet spot, you would find it really fast. And I mean, it would just be a big sweet spot. It wouldn't be where like there's this distinct moment where shit is clear and you got to dial it in. So I've read this in a lot of different places. I've seen a lot of different people talk about this. And the bottom line is the sweet spot is not exactly gigantic on this puppy. So I do believe one of the various concerns is going to be a sweet spot issue, not necessarily the biggest sweet spot out there. That's one of them. Okay, let's go ahead and, so this one guy says, Valve wants this to be the headset that people can wear for long periods of time. While I know this varies between people, when I use the original Vive, I can never use it too long before my eyes start getting tired. What's the longest your team have worn it? And do you think this accomplishes Valve's goal? And CHG Jonathan says, we're constantly taking them on and off throughout the day as we develop. So my prolonged periods of usage count is pretty small, but I've had a few 30 or 60 minute sessions, I reckon. And he does say that it's very comfortable. But basically, they have not had this puppy, like they haven't worn it for hours and hours. So they haven't really been able to talk about that. That wasn't one of the key things I wanted to talk about here. Let's see. There's so many different questions that were asked in this thing and so many different answers. The microphone does appear to be very good. So that is one of the good things there. The microphone does appear to be one of the best. Let's see. Spin the difference, the tighter subpixel laid out. Okay, so one of the questions that somebody asked here, and it's finding the actual answers that is so difficult here. But one of the questions that they asked, this one guy basically said, so what's the difference between dialing in that knob on the side and just getting your eyeballs married to the screen in the original HTC Vive? Is there really a difference between those two things? And the Cloudhead guy responded and said, you know what? Probably not that much of a difference, actually. So that was kind of one of the interesting things that they mentioned here. But basically, so anyway, it's going to take me forever to find what I'm looking for here. So forget about that. Let's go ahead and just go back to the main page of the Valve Index subreddit. Because another one of the negatives, and there was a lot of talk about God rays. That was in there as well. Let's go ahead and zoom this back out a little bit. But one of the talk about the negatives on the Valve Index is the weight, the actual weight of this thing. And did you know that it is like damn near 2 pounds? You're damn near putting 2 pounds on your head. This was one of the top stories that was on the Valve Index a little while ago. And now, of course, I don't see it. Where is it? Because it was one of the main stories. It was like really high up here. Pre-order discussion thread. Yeah, they've hit 14,000 people on the Valve Index subreddit. Yeah, I don't know where. Maybe it was the regular Vive subreddit. Maybe it was the regular Vive subreddit that I saw that at. Okay, let's go to the regular Vive subreddit real quick. It might have been there. But yeah, I mean, we already know the weight of the thing, but it's just I think some people are coming to the reality of the weight of this thing and how much it weighs. This guy bought an HP Reverb and returned it the same friggin' day. And I think he really messed up on that. I don't think he gave it like a legitimate chance. Damn it. Now I can't find it anymore. But basically, the three concerns that we got here, folks, And like I said, look, this is not like a primary story where I was going to have this like huge breakdown about the negatives. This was just a little tiny topic that I was going to get into, and I just happened to make it the thumbnail. It's starting to get crazy hot up in here. Of course, I didn't help myself by wearing a friggin' long sleeve button-up shirt with a tie. Like, what the F am I doing, by the way? But basically, the three negatives that I've heard about recently in regards to the Valve Index is pretty much the weight of the unit itself, damn near 2 pounds. Now, I know they've got a great balancing setup. They've got a lot of padding in the back, so they do kind of balance it. But there was one reviewer that said that they felt the headset was a bit front heavy, and it's almost 2 pounds. So it's kind of hard to just sweep that under the rug. The sweet spot appears to be quite small, and God rays appear to definitely be part of the equation. God rays are there. The Cloudhead people said, yeah, there are God rays. Yes, they're there. They're not super bad, but there's definitely God rays. So anyway, those are a couple of the little minor things. Oh, here it is. The Valve Index weighs 810 grams, 1.79 pounds. And so this is what this guy's saying. That's approaching double the weight of a Rift, or a Rift and an Acer both on your head. The Acer, 350 grams, cheap feeling but very comfortable even when worn wrong. 470 grams for the original Oculus Rift. 600 grams for Oculus Rift S. 645 grams for Samsung Odyssey. 571 grams for Oculus Quest, which he calls the most uncomfortable headset of all these ones. 514 grams for the Pimax 5K. And this guy basically says, look, weight isn't everything, but it is definitely something. The one thing that gets me to stop using any VR headset is comfort. And I've noticed, with the exception of the Rift S, that heavier headsets are less comfortable overall. Even if it's comfortable for long periods of time, I wonder what having close to 2 pounds on your head for long periods of time will feel like. I recall hating the Samsung Odyssey. Literal pain from the pressure on my face and the entire thing feeling like a block on my head. Similar to the Oculus Quest, except it's entirely front heavy and itchy. And, you know, again, like, weight isn't that big of a deal, and we do appear to have some great counterbalancing going on, but it is something to be concerned about. God rays, something to be concerned about. Of a relatively small sweet spot, something to be concerned about as well. The LCD, you know, the blacks, the vibrancy of the colors, these are some minor things to worry about. Minor things to be minorly concerned about. Obviously, we want to remain cautiously optimistic about all of this, and we're going to hope for the best. Look, I've got a Valve Index pre-ordered. I haven't paid for it. I want to pay for it. But I'm in the same boat all of you guys are. So it's not like I'm in my own private world here and I don't like the Index. I like the Index. In fact, there's nothing I want more in my house right now than the Valve Index. But yeah, so anyways, let's get into a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about real quick. So, you know what? I grabbed a trailer. We've been hearing stuff about this thing here. What is it called? Let me see if I can find it. Cat Loco. Okay, a complete wearable locomotion system. So I got the brand new trailer for this, and it runs for about 3 minutes. But do we have possibly a solution for locomotion, but maybe even better than that? Maybe even better than the locomotion aspect of it. Can we possibly have vastly superior inverse kinematics by using the Cat Loco? So why don't we go ahead and check out this trailer. We'll come back and we'll see what's happening with this after it's over. So let me go ahead and pop this puppy up.
Since the first VR headset, virtual reality industry has always been heading towards full physicality for VR interactions. Now it's time for VR locomotion to follow. Presenting Cat Loco, the new standard of VR locomotion. Its small wireless sensors free your hands from controlling the body movement. This is the last step to creation of a complete VR system with head control for vision, hand control for manual interactions, and foot control for locomotion. This effectively increases immersion, reduces motion sickness, and gives you unlimited space in VR. As the third pillar of immersive VR, Cat Loco allows you to carry out a wide variety of intuitive and accurate actions. Walk, run, and stop instantly, and use analog speed. Thanks to our deep integration sensors and inertial motion capture algorithm system, we can achieve enhanced accuracy and low motion latency within 20 milliseconds. Our sensors provide decoupled head and body directions, allowing you to independently look around, aim, and shoot while constantly moving towards any intended direction. Our algorithms will accurately recognize your actual intentions, allowing you to walk when you want to, and avoid frustrating inadvertent movement when you don't, as you continuously use room scale support. If you ever find yourself overwhelmed in close combat, you can effortlessly retreat or simply strafe to take cover. Fully utilize Cat Loco support for a wide variety of movements. Performing multiple fast-paced actions will help you catch your opponents off guard. Planning a longer journey? Use cruise control. Traversing vast lands through virtual worlds has never been easier. Being so comprehensive, Cat Loco is still user-friendly from its wireless design and simple installation, to easy use and super durable batteries that last up to 10 hours, allowing you to enjoy the virtual world whenever you like, however you like. Our new software is integrated both with your computer desktop and VR headset, enabling easy access to Loco's control panel. Cat Loco is compatible with all major VR headsets and allows you to play just any virtual reality game with support for free locomotion available on many different platforms. It even offers keyboard and gamepad modes. The Loco's SDK allows for developers to integrate their games and applications in only a matter of hours, making the possibilities virtually endless. With Cat Loco, sky is the limit.
All right, well, that is Cat Loco, and I gotta tell you, honestly, I don't really get it. I like the fact that they could possibly, these aren't actual trackers, though. Are these trackers? Like, they're not being seen. I guess this isn't going to provide inverse kinematics. I guess I was completely off the mark with this. For some reason, I thought maybe there was like a sensor on it. Now, I know it's like IMUs or something like that. Like, they can sense your motion. And so, like, they can sense, I guess, if your body is turning. And they can sense, if you're lifting your feet up and down like that. So it can sense that. So you can do the up and down thing with your feet, but it's not actually tracked. So this isn't providing additional trackers. So I guess I was completely off the mark when I thought maybe we found an interesting, like, unobtrusive kind of way to add much better inverse kinematics. I was much more excited about possibly having more accurate inverse kinematics, almost, a cheaper way to kind of do what the Vive trackers are doing. That's what I was kind of thinking with this, but I guess that's not the case here. So this is basically just kind of like a 3D rudder kind of thing, or VR shoes, or whatever you want to call it. It's another one of those type of deals where people want to figure out another way to locomote by using their feet. And I got to tell you, seeing this guy go like this all the time, first of all, MameFan, I don't know if MameFan is in chat, but MameFan, when I did my video on, it was Dance Central. I did my Dance Central video, and MameFan commented on my calves, and he was like, man, you got bigger calves than I do. Well, dude, MameFan, you want to get your calves gargantuan, sort of gargantua with your calves? If you want to do that, bro, grab Cat Loco. Because if you're doing this all goddamn day, if you're doing this for freaking crazy amounts of time, you are going to have some incredible calves and your legs and everything. You know, this is not something I would want to do in the summer. No way, no how. This is definitely not something I'd want to do in the summer. Like seeing that guy wear those jeans and bounce up and down wearing jeans, I would be sweaty and sticky. It would be nasty. I definitely do not want to go down that road. You know, I mean, I guess this is cool for people that have a motion sickness kind of a situation, or if you want additional exercise. Also, one thing that was kind of cool about it, did you see that one part where they had like the cruise control mode and basically the person just had their foot out there like that? Like they're playing basically, what are they doing? They're playing interview the developer with index in this chat. There's somebody in chat with an index. Okay, so who is it? What's their name? Is it Guy Godin? Okay, my question is, what do you think? God rays. What do you think? Weight. What do you think about the sweet spot? Now, again, we have to remember, though, like this person that is in chat that has a Valve Index, they have one early. Do you think they're going to talk, like no one's going to talk bad about the Valve Index that got one early from Valve? I don't even know if they're allowed to talk bad about it yet. They might have to wait until, what do you call it? They might have to wait until June 28th when they can actually do a legitimate review. Yeah, so Guy Godin, okay. Yeah, I would love to interview Guy. I should probably send him my Skype information, and if he wants to come on sometime, I could interview him and have talk as much information as possible about the Valve Index. That would be very interesting. But, well, main fan, if somebody can get a hold of Guy Godin and give him my Skype information, we can Skype him in right now, man. It is not a problem. I can Skype him in right now if somebody wants to give him my Skype information. But basically, Guy Godin says God rays can be bad depending on content. Yeah, okay, the NDA is lifted. I thought, but like reviews aren't allowed, right? Until the 28th. I believe reviews are not allowed. But just going back to, yeah, if somebody can get him my actual Skype information, let me see if I can email him. I don't know. Hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can check my emails real quick and see if I can send him that. Or actually, you know what? No, here's an idea. If he wants to give his Skype name, I can search for him right now. Like if he wants to give his Skype name, I can search his Skype name. Oh, he can't do it today. Okay, next week. Okay, yeah. That's fine. We can do it next week. But yeah, just hit me up on Discord or whatever, or try to email me info@vrgamerankings.com, and we can do the full entire interview, you know, back history, all of that. Yeah, we could do all of that. And we could talk about all the different headsets, the state of the VR gaming industry, all of those kinds of things. I would absolutely look forward to it. That would be awesome. So yeah, maybe we can do that in the not too distant future. Okay, so anyway, sorry I was got off topic there for a quick second. But yeah, just talking about the Cat Loco thing, I don't really get these kinds of things, but oh well, there's people that are really into it. There's people that like it. But I guess this won't really work for like VR chat and stuff. So I don't know. Like I was hoping more of like a tracker kind of a thing. But that is Cat Loco. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about real quick here? Why we still have some time. And you know, one thing I did want to mention really quick is the Wizards. So the Wizards is available today. What's going on here? Okay, the Wizards is available today, and this is actual Oculus Quest gameplay footage of the Wizards. So I went ahead and grabbed a quick little sample of gameplay footage. This is actually recorded on somebody's Oculus Quest, And graphically, I gotta say it looks pretty good. Now, what are we not seeing a hell of a lot of? Enemies. And when we do see enemies, we don't see a lot of numbers of enemies. For example, there's about to be an encounter right here. Bam, one fireball, boom, dude's dead. Another fireball, boom, dude's dead. So we got 2 enemies quickly disposed of with fireballs. But the fireball, like that fireball looks exactly like the fireballs do on all the other platforms. And so graphically, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, that is the Wizards on the Oculus Quest. I haven't seen any reviews yet for this, but let's go back to the Webby browser real quick here, and we can take a look at some of the new releases that have hit the Oculus Quest. So we do have 3 new arrivals that have hit today for the Oculus Quest. We've got Swords of Gargantua. That is available for the Oculus Quest for $20. We have the Wizards available for $25. We've got Electronauts available for $20. Now, so far, I haven't heard many opinions of these 3 games on the Oculus Quest. I've heard a couple people talk about Swords of Gargantua, and it sounded pretty mediocre based on what I heard, but I haven't read detailed breakdowns of the Swords of Gargantua on the Oculus Quest. Kind of surprised that this game just, bam, came out. It's available today on the Rift as well. I'm not sure if it's also on Steam today or if it's kind of like a temporary Oculus exclusive. I can check that in just a second here. Electronauts, I have heard some pretty good things about Electronauts. One person did try Electronauts and was saying, he was kind of ranting and raving about it, but it was just one guy. Haven't heard too much about the Wizards yet. The other question I have in regards to the Oculus Quest, has anybody heard, is everything back to normal as far as the Oculus Quest, like downloads and stuff? Can we download stuff again? Is the store working? Like my prediction, my opinion on what happened yesterday was basically they were putting through something that would allow Swords of Gargantua, the Wizards, and Electronauts all to release today. And so something was screwed up temporarily. So I'm guessing everything is working now. I think things are probably back to normal. I don't know 100% for sure, but I'm kind of guessing that is the situation. But let me go ahead and look up, what was I going to look up on Steam? Gunheart Steam. And then what I'm going to look for, I'm just curious if Swords of Gargantua is on Steam today. Swords of Gargantua. Yeah, I guess it looks like it is available. Yeah, okay, so it is not an Oculus exclusive. So this is available on Steam, Swords of Gargantua, and it is also on the Oculus Rift, and it is also on the Oculus Quest. And I think there is cross-buy. I do believe that there is cross-buy. You know what's kind of interesting, though? Did anybody else think about the fact that we've got Swords of Gargantua on the Oculus Quest, but we don't have To the Top? Is something wrong with this picture? Why do we have Swords of Gargantua, but we don't have To the Top? I don't know. That seems a little bit confusing to me. I think, what my guess would be, like my controversial conspiracy theory guess, is that this developer is a Japanese developer. And Oculus as somebody that, they would probably like to have some Japanese developers on their platforms. They probably don't have very many Japanese developers working on Oculus Quest stuff. And so I could see them kind of being like, oh, a Japanese developer. Yeah, we really want to have a Japanese developer, where To the Top got boned. But the good news is there is a petition that is going around that everybody can sign out there. And I actually encourage everybody to do this. Go ahead and do this in regards to the Top, because To the Top deserves to come to Oculus Quest, in my opinion. But yeah, Swords of Gargantua is available everywhere. So I guess that is good news that it it isn't an Oculus Rift exclusive or anything like that. And I'm just taking a quick look at recent releases that have hit Steam, just seeing what has come out very recently. So yeah, Swords of Gargantua, one of the bigger releases recently now. Zed, of course, a couple days ago. Trevor Saves the Universe. These Spice and Wolf VR, by the way. Spice and Wolf VR is available, very positive on the review, but I would be careful about that because those are a lot of anime fans that love their cat girls. They love their cat girls, let me tell you. So it is very positive on Spice and Wolf VR. Okay, so let's go back over to our standard scene real quick. And let's see. Please sign. Okay, so James McLaughlin in chat says, please sign the To the Top petition on change.org at VR365. It won't hurt. Hell yeah, might as well do it. Normally these petitions are kind of dumb, and I normally don't get into the petitions too much. But in this case, yeah. Okay, Slayblaze says, someone earlier in chat said the Wizards was a bit disappointing on Quest because of the downgrade involved. Yeah, the downgrade, this is the video right here. We're looking at it. And the downgrade to me, it's the PSP factor, man. The Oculus Quest is basically the Sony PSP is what it is. And so you would play games on your PlayStation Portable and you'd be like, wow, I can't believe they got this on the PlayStation Portable. But then as you continue to play it, you're like, oh, look at that right there. And oh, look at that. They had to really water that down. They had to really scale back the polygons on that guy, and that's kind of the way it is. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Now, if you get caught up in the gameplay, if you get absorbed into the gameplay, I'm sure you can have a great time with the Wizards on the Quest. So I'm sure that's possible. So, not too bad of a release there probably. Okay, so what else did I want to get into here? One other thing I did want to mention is Vertigo 2. Yeah, did you guys know that Vertigo 2, let me see if I can find this. I had no idea that Vertigo 2 was currently in development. Zulubu Productions, has anybody reported on this? Has freaking Upload VR or Road to VR reported on this? Because I didn't hear about this anywhere. Somehow I found out about this by accident. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let's go back over to our Webinal browser over here. Zulubu Productions. This is the developer of Vertigo, the original game Vertigo. And Vertigo 2 is in development. It says Vertigo 2 is the upcoming sequel to Vertigo. It is a revolutionary VR adventure experience driven by equal parts immersive story and gameplay. You can follow development on my YouTube channel. Here are some of the latest videos. And you know what I did, guys? I grabbed clips. These videos, some of them are kind of long. I grabbed some very short clips of those videos to kind of give you guys a quick little taste of that. But let's look at Vertigo VR on Steam. This was the original game. Okay, so this is the original game, Vertigo. This came out late in the year 2016, the first year of VR. Very positive on the reviews. There is a demo, and actually the demo's really cool. I really enjoyed the Vertigo demo. You guys should, if you guys have never tried the Vertigo demo, you might be coming to VR really, really late, and you didn't know about this Vertigo demo, or maybe you didn't even know about Vertigo, period. Dude, check out the demo. It's not bad at all. This is a pretty cool little adventure game. You got to have realistic expectations for it, but it's actually pretty cool. And the developer, Zach, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but this developer guy, he was 17 years old or something when he was programming this game. Now, I'm guessing he's quite a bit older now, but Vertigo 2 is in development. And Vertigo is pretty good. I like Vertigo. Because Sean McCann in chat says, LOL, was Vertigo 1 any good? Why are we talking about this? Is Vertigo any good? I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it, because after playing the demo, I thought I was going to be in love with this game. Then when I got the full version, I'm like, it's pretty good, but not as good as I was thinking it was going to be. But this is one of these games where I probably got about halfway through it and I really need to go back and play it some more. But it's built from the ground up for VR. I found it very immersive. The game just felt really immersive to me. Like there was something about like the graphical designs of the walls and everything. Like I was really doing room scale a lot when I was playing this game, Vertigo. I was like trying to walk around in my play space as much as possible and really get that immersion. I thought it was pretty good. Well, anyway, here's what I wanted to tell you. Vertigo 2, I grabbed a couple of clips of the work in progress. Why don't we check it out real quick? Because this is another VR game that's going to be coming in the not too distant future that might look kind of cool. So let's go ahead and check out these clips real quick. Okay, so yeah, this is this is work in progress here. This is not a finished game. This is not a trailer. It doesn't have music. It doesn't have any story or anything. This is just some work in progress footage of Vertigo 2. And you can see the health meter that is on the hand. Like, that looks pretty cool. And it makes some cool sounds and stuff. 30%. You can see the health is not very good there. And then you can go ahead and pump up the health and fix it and feel a hell of a lot better. So that is a quick clip of Vertigo 2. Okay, Alberto Nito says, doesn't seem so nice to me. Well, again, look, work in progress. This is very early. I'm just I didn't know this game was even in development. Like, I mean, I should have assumed that it was, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't know there was a web page for it. I didn't know it was officially a thing. Like, I had never heard anybody say anything about it. So here's another clip where it's like enemies with weapons. Let's check this one out. Vertigo 2 Game of the Year potential. I don't know about that. But anyway, that's a little clip of Vertigo 2. This is like some weapons and some enemy AI. And you do have some different kinds of weapons here, as you can see. So anyway, that is Vertigo 2. That is in development. So it's good news. I didn't know that it was in development. More like game of all time potential. Yeah, okay. So that is Vertigo. I thought it was a decent game. I'm just surprised that there's a sequel to it that I'd never heard a peep about it. Didn't hear anything about it. Okay, so yesterday we had a number of different VR game sales that were going on. We had the Ubisoft Sale. Did everybody do their homework? I hope a dog didn't eat your homework. I hope you grabbed Transference for $10. I hope that you are knee-deep in Transference, because I think it is a great game. It deserves all the love in the world, to be completely honest. One of the better games of last year, in my opinion. And then the other deal, the other homework assignment, $1.50. $1.50 to get the Invisible Hours. I hope you guys did grab that. Now, we do have a few more game sales that are going on. Now, this is over here at Green Man Gaming. They're having a VR sale. It lasts until June 12th, and you can get up to 80% off potentially on some of these games. So let's go ahead and see what they've got going on over here. Okay, so Super Hot VR, if you don't have it and you've been looking for it, it's not cross-buy. This is not cross-buy, so you're not going to get the Oculus Quest version any way you slice it. So no real reason to buy this in the Oculus store. And Green Man Gaming, you can see that it says Steam right here. So you are getting a Steam code when you buy this. So Super Hot VR, 15 bucks. Not too bad. Not too bad. Creed Rise to Glory, 18 bucks. Not too bad. You know, not a crazy, not a major discount. Like Sariento, 24 bucks. Raw Data, 24 bucks. I mean, I don't really feel like those are major sales. Like, I wouldn't get all excited about that. Okay, Sprint Vector, 12 bucks. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's 60% off. A Mario Kart style game. Incredibly colorful. I do love the vibe of Sprint Vector. It's kind of got this, like, goofy game show, weird kind of a vibe, like these announcers. Like, it's got this girl announcer and this goofy guy announcer. And honestly, I think the combination of those two announcers, the music and the colorful graphics, actually makes this game way better than it would have been otherwise. I still feel like the controls, like I never completely wrapped my head around the controls of Sprint Vector, but 12 bucks, not too shabby. Res, you know, I don't know that we see Res at $15 very often. Not a bad deal to get Res on PC VR. Area X is pretty incredible. Damn near religious experience. Area X. I mean, Area X is one of the few experiences I've had in VR where I really did get like a tingly sensation running up and down my arm, like, whoa, like it was just so dialed in. It's one of those situations where it's like when you're watching an Olympic performer and they like break an Olympic record and it's like, oh my God, that performance, like that person just stepped up and they just did so incredible. And like you watch their performance in the Olympics and you got goosebumps going down your arms, like during the performance, like, wow, the electricity, it's like they freaking nailed it. Well, Area X, which is the very end of Res, kind of feels like that, in my opinion. The very first time that you go through it, it is pretty incredible. Now, Area X only lasts maybe like 25 minutes, and it's the very end of the game. And the thing that everybody wanted is when are we going to get Area X, the game, where it's like freaking 5-6 hours of all kinds of levels that are like Area X? We haven't heard of that. We haven't got that. That would have been a beautiful thing if we got that. Torn for $7.50, 75% off. Okay, see, some of these prices, it's like, is anybody really paying $30 for Sprint Vector? Is anybody really paying $30 for Torn? I don't know, you know, so I mean, it seems like it's cheaper, you know, showing it at 75% off. I mean, are people really paying $30 for Torn? Like maybe the day it came out, somebody paid $30 for Torn. I don't think anybody's paid $30 for Torn in a long time, but still for $7.50, Torn is actually pretty decent. It's a pretty decent puzzle game with some production value, with some pretty good voice work. Rather interesting, kind of long actually. I kind of gave up on it because I was like, damn, this game's too damn long. I was going through it and then I got down to like the basement or something and there were all these other rooms and I was like, shit, this is going to take too long. And I finally gave up on Torn, but $7.50, not too bad. Archangel, $10. Of course, you can get the free Hellfire part just by itself, but the single player story mode of Archangel, not too shabby. Windlands 2, that was my game of the year last year. and I stand behind it. You know, Virtual Strangers, their last episode, they talked about Windlands 2, and nobody there seemed to think it was like Game of the Year material. But dude, Windlands 2 was my game of the year last year. I loved Windlands. I still love Windlands 2, but that discount is marginal at best. Like, that's not much of a discount. Megaton Rainfall for $8, that's not bad. Okay, now here is the deal. This is the deal, folks, right here. The original Windlands for $4. This is your homework assignment, ladies and gentlemen. The original Windlands for $4. You gotta grab that for $4 if you do. Hey, Fisherman's Tale for $12. You know, that, I mean, it's not a huge discount. Electronauts, hey, just arrived, of course, on Oculus Quest. You know, I wonder if there is cross-buy for Electronauts, though. You would not get it, of course, buying this one. You're going to get the Steam version. You're not going to get cross-buy. Electronauts for $8. You know what's cool about Electronauts, guys? If you're ever going to have a VR party and have a bunch of people over, like adults, and you're like drinking beers and wine and you're having some alcoholic beverages and stuff like that, you got a group of people over, Electronauts could be a really cool thing to put on, where if you like have some big tower speakers, you got a stereo, hook it all up to that, have a TV running where you can see what's on the TV screen, and then have a guy standing in front of it doing the whole DJ thing with Electronauts. Actually, I think that would be really fun. I think it would be a fun party. I think people would like to take turns putting on the headset and screwing around with Electronauts. Kevgret says, shouldn't you finish your game of the year? Kev, have you seen my Let's Plays for Windlands 2? I got about 4 of them. Go check out the Let's Plays on VR 365. I have about 4 of I have about 4 Let's Plays of Windlands 2, and I'm stuck. I can't get up. I cannot get up to this checkpoint. I every time I go into the game, I spend an hour trying to get up to that checkpoint, and I cannot figure out how to get up there. And so I'm basically, it's like I got to be towards the very end of the game. I've been in it for a long time. So yeah, no, I have not ended Windlands 2. I haven't, but I played like 80% of it. So it's still my game of the year, even though I haven't finished it. I don't give a damn. Tough titty, said the kitty. Okay, Lethal VR for $3.07. Do you know that the developers of Lethal VR, the developers of this game, damn it. Why is it doing this crap? I don't want to do this. No. Okay, sorry about that. The developers of Lethal VR is like Three Fields Entertainment or something like that. But aren't these like ex-Criterion guys? Like, aren't these like some of the very key developers at Criterion? And they kind of did this as like a little one-off thing because they got into VR for a minute, but now they haven't made any other VR games ever since then. But Lethal VR is only freaking $3, you know, so not too bad deal right there for Lethal VR. Townsman VR is $6, 40% off. We're just taking a look at all the stuff that's on here. Unknown Fate was kind of weird. That's $7.50. Bloody Zombies, kind of decent for $7.50. But yeah, I mean, bottom line here, guys, in terms of the deals, like, I feel like the best deal on this entire page is probably Windlands for $4. I think that's the best deal. Then maybe Electronauts for $8, Megaton for $8, Torn for $7.50, Sprint Vector for $12, Super Hot for $15. Those would kind of be my picks for this particular deal that's going on out there. Those would be my picks. But why don't we go ahead and bounce over to Upload VR, and let's see if there's any brand new news stories that are going on. I haven't really checked Upload VR so far today. So Mario Kart VR is coming to K1 Speed in Irvine, California. So that is good news if you're in the Southern California area. Swords of Gargantua launches on Oculus Quest with Rift cross-buy. So there is cross-buy support. So if you are a PC VR gamer, see, that's where this cross-buy thing, it changes the game a little bit, because if you're a PC VR gamer and you're planning on buying Swords of Gargantua on Steam, even if you don't own a Quest, you might think, well, maybe one day I am going to own a Quest. Maybe there will be one day when I do own a Quest, so maybe I buy Swords of Gargantua on Oculus. I wonder how that's going to play out over the coming months. The Wizards is available on Oculus Quest, and it also has cross-buy. So this is another one of the cross-buy thing. It changes the psychological game that goes on in the back of your mind. Somebody might even buy the Wizards on their Quest, knowing that they also get it on their Rift, and maybe, someone else in their house is going to play it on their Rift, somebody's going to play it on the Quest. Cross-buy changes the game a little bit. Oh my God, I still haven't tried Virtual Desktop on the Quest yet. I got to try that. And I switched back to the account that has that, so now I can finally try it. So I'm going to go ahead and finally try it. I forgot all about that. Okay, did you guys watch the 20 minutes of Asgard's Wrath? I sure as hell didn't. I will not be watching that. Hell no. And Five Nights at Freddy's has really done very well on the charts in terms of Black Mirror. A lot of people are talking about Black Mirror. I have not seen any of the new episodes, but damn, I want to see them. I am a Black Mirror guy. I love Black Mirror. I love that show. One of my favorite TV shows. I heard there's like 3 brand new episodes. I don't want to know any spoilers, so I'm not looking at that at all. Okay, Vive Pro Eye. It is available now in the USA, $16, not for the faint of heart. I don't know why anybody buys this. Honestly, the only use case scenario that I could see somebody buying this is if you are like Volvo or BMW or something like that, and you're trying to track people's eyeballs. You're basically giving them some kind of demo, and you're basically tracking their eyes to see where they're looking, and you're basically data mining them. Other than that, I have no idea why anybody would pay $1,600 for this. I don't get it. It makes almost zero sense whatsoever. But in that special situation, it does make sense. For certain companies, it could absolutely make sense. Okay, what can we do now? We can go over to the Oculus Rift, or actually, let's go to Road to VR real quick. Let's see if there's anything popping off over here. Let me give this just a real quick refresh, see if anything is going on. So let's see, analysts, monthly connected VR headsets on Steam pass 1 million milestone. Let's go ahead and check this out. I have not looked at this story yet. So the Valve's, the Steam survey, has that come in? Is this the newest Steam survey information has come in? So basically, it's saying that there's about 1 million people are using VR headsets on Steam. Well, I'd have to go through this whole entire article, and I haven't done that yet. The latest data shows that monthly connected VR headsets on Steam have surpassed 1 million for the first time. Well, that's good news. It's good news that we've finally broken that record. That is absolutely good news. Okay, let's go ahead. And JPay says, I just saw that Black Mirror episode like 20 minutes ago. Oh my God. Dude, I don't want to know about that. He just saw it 20 minutes ago. And Dragor Megar says they are for the enterprise market, mostly marketing usage, not for gaming or consumer usage. Absolutely. It's the only way that makes any sense whatsoever. And Lefty007, he has already seen the 2 brand new episodes. So yeah. And Guy Godin, yeah, that's a Virtual Desktop. I absolutely am going to check that out. So I will be checking that out very, very soon. Okay, let's check out the Oculus Rift subreddit, just to see what's going on over here. Let me give this a nice quick refresh, just see if there's any news that has been updated. Okay, yeah, Virtual Desktop now lets you play PC games on Oculus Quest with its touch controllers. So they're kind of doing the old rigmarole that basically they're doing with all these other side-loaded things, but now you don't necessarily have to side-load them. Wow, that's kind of a game changer. So we'll have to check that out. So I'll definitely have to check that out. Okay, let's see. What else do we got going on over here? Yeah, Green Man Gaming is having that deal. And Swords of Gargantua Mixed Reality Challenge, Palmer Lucky. That's weird. Why is Palmer Lucky into this? Why is Palmer Lucky into this? This is weird. Let's take a look at this really quick. I don't have like... So Palmer, oh my God, dude. Palmer is playing mixed reality. Holy crap. Is this funny or what? Now this is freaking hilarious, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Whoa. They should be zoomed out so they could show them with bare feet. This is funny. Look at this. Holy moly. See, this is the Japan factor. Dude, this is the Japan factor. I'm telling you, man. Because it's a Japanese developer. It's like, yay, we've got a real Japanese developer that's making a VR game. Makes us so happy. Wow. So I don't have the video in the show, guys, but he basically says, I'm Palmer Lucky. I've played a lot of VR games. Sword of Gargantua has the best sword play in VR of any VR game he's played so far. Kind of crazy. I don't know. And people in the comments are saying Palmer has betrayed us. No, Oculus betrayed him. He betrayed Valve. Looks fun. Go, Palmer. Go, Palmer. Go. But that is hilarious. I can't believe that Palmer Lucky was playing that in mixed reality. Like, you could have not paid me to guess that I would be clicking on a video like that and seeing Palmer Lucky slashing away like that. That is funny. Never would have guessed that one. Okay, Onward is 50% off currently. That's good news. Let's go ahead and check that out real quick. Yeah, so Onward is 50% off. You can grab it for just under $13. So that one is a pretty good deal. Pickup League Hockey is out now on Rift Go, and you can sideload it on the Quest. And Mr. Hackjack Robot Detective is now on the Oculus Store as well. That just arrived on the Oculus Store. But yeah, basically not really seeing much anything else over here. Why don't we bounce over to the PSVR subreddit? It has been a minute since I've looked at PSVR stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this really quick and just give a quick little check out. No Man's Sky. I wonder when we're going to find out when that baby's going to arrive. Still haven't heard anything too much about that. If you don't own Drive Club VR, you should pick it up in the sale before you can no longer purchase it. Yeah, Drive Club VR might get pulled from the store, so it might not be available. And Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, the most downloaded PlayStation VR game in the month of May, which is pretty incredible because it was, it outdid Blood and Truth, Beat Saber, Everybody's Golf. How the hell is Gun Club VR selling so well on PlayStation VR? I don't get that. Drunken Bar Fight, that's kind of interesting that would be selling so well. It's just one of those funny things, right? Dr. Phil interviews the firewall. This is probably just a hilarious little meme. Yeah. So you're saying the firewall programmers are a bunch of hoes? Oh, God. That is not good. Man, that's funny. Like, people really have it out for the Firewall 0 Hour people. I wonder if that's why what's-his-name finally bounced from there, because he's like, they're going to get a lot of hate. I'm out of here. Oh, you know what? This is news, guys. Budget cuts. Okay, so Neat Corporation, they're in Japan right now, and in Japan, they're letting people play budget cuts. So people are playing budget cuts on PlayStation VR. We still don't know exactly when it's coming, but this guy says, awesome, hopefully it'll come to Oculus Quest too. Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, they probably had to move heaven and earth to get this thing running on PlayStation VR, much less the Oculus Quest. This is going to be really interesting because I'll tell you what, and you might, like, somebody can make the argument, what is Neat Corporation doing moonlighting on PlayStation VR when the game that they have right now on PC VR doesn't really run very well? You know, the game on PlayStation VR, I mean, the game on PC VR doesn't run very well. Budget Cuts doesn't work very well. Shouldn't they get that running well on freaking PC VR, which you can brute force the hell out of PC? Dude, I've got a 1080 Ti. The last time I went into Budget Cuts, it still didn't play very good. Yet they're going to, like, I don't know. That's kind of weird to me that they're working on a PlayStation VR version. It's like, dude, fix the PC VR game, then work on the PlayStation VR version. Am I kind of crazy for saying that? I don't know. But yeah, it is coming to PlayStation VR. I mean, it is good news for PlayStation VR gamers. Hopefully it'll work really well. Hopefully they can scale it back enough so it'll run nicely. But yeah, so, you know, I am stuck on Blood and Truth, guys. I've been playing Blood and Truth. So I have this problem. Like, I was playing Blood and Truth. Everything was working out well. Why don't I go back to the standard scene over here? Let me grab a Blood and Truth trailer real quick so I can explain what's going on here. But yeah, I was playing some Blood and Truth, and I'll explain my situation. Maybe somebody can let me know what I need to do here. Okay, so I've been playing some Blood and Truth. I'm having fun with the game. It's definitely a Michael Bay summer blockbuster. You know, like, bring the popcorn, leave your brain behind. It's just an Action Jackson, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am kind of a game. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Graphics are pretty freaking incredible. Great production value everywhere, right? Okay, so I went back into the game, and I'm basically in like your apartment or your house or whatever, where you go down the stairs, there's a little gun range down there, and then upstairs you got like 4 different little points. There's like a safe where you can get a cigar, and you get a lighter and you can light your cigar, and there's some little notes that are in the safe, and then you got like a workbench area that's over there, and then you're like in front of a coffee table. There's like 4 or 5 different nodes that you can cycle between, and then you can go downstairs and you can go to the gun range. And so that's like, I started the game up, like I'm continuing Blood and Truth, and I'm trying to play farther in the game. And when I continue, it puts me right there. It puts me in this like apartment or this house or whatever. And so I'm bouncing to all the different nodes, and I'm like, okay, how do I get out of here and like get back into the game? How do I get how do I get back into the regular game and start playing the regular game? And I can't figure. I've been to every little node. I went downstairs to the gun range. I shot some guns. I painted some guns. I grabbed the submachine gun. But there's no indicator anywhere for me to get out of the house and get back into the regular game. So I'm basically stuck. So I think I'm going to have to start Blood and Truth over, or I'm going to have to try to find like I don't know what I'm going to do, but it sucks because I played Blood and Truth for about 2 hours. I don't want to have to start the whole damn thing over. But I'm in a situation right now, I can't figure out how to continue the game. I'm basically stuck in this apartment. There must be something I need to do that I haven't done, but I've opened up the safe, I've smoked the cigar, I've gone over to where the slot machine is. There's like a slot machine and a workbench. I went over there, I screwed around with stuff over. I've been in every part of this little apartment, and I cannot find how to get out of the apartment. So I don't know, go to the elevator. It won't let me get into the elevator. See, like you go downstairs, right? You go downstairs, you're in the gun range, and so there's like 3 different situations in the gun range, right? So you go to this window, you go to this window, you go to that window. So I'm at the final window, I'm looking at the elevator, there's no circle on the ground, nothing is allowing me to go to the elevator. Soren B says, Anthony gets stuck in every game. I don't know, you know what I think I might have to do? I might have to record gameplay footage of me being stuck in Blood and Truth, so I can prove to you guys that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just freaking stuck. It won't let me move on. So anyways, I was trying to play it the other day. Troy Johnson says, make sure you reload your machine gun in the shooting range. I did that. Yeah, it was stuck on that for a long time. It kept saying reload, and I'm like, okay, I put a clip in. It's almost like the game, Like it's waiting for me to do something. I already did it, and it won't. Only Anth would get stuck in a linear rail shooter. Gerillo. Dude, I'm just telling you the God's honest truth. Okay, I'm going to have to do a video of it so I can show you guys I'm not bullshitting. I'm legitimately stuck, and it's bothering me. But anyways, we've been going for well over an hour. This was kind of a craptacular episode. My apologies. Not my finest hour here, folks. But oh well, tough titty, said the kitty. The milk did run dry. And so basically the milk ran really dry, and I need to bounce out of here. Yeah, I'm stuck in LA Noire again. I have to show you guys that one as well. I cannot climb that pole in LA Noire. I get stuck in every goddamn game. Oh, Kev Gret says if he's stuck, he's stuck in the game, so it's his game of the year. It's his game of the year. Absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Well, you know what? That's going to pretty much do it for this episode of VR 365. We've been going for well over an hour now, and I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Now, the good news is tomorrow is Friday. I'm looking forward to Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Don't know exactly when this show will air tomorrow, but I'll try to do a show at like 3:30 p.m. Pacific time or 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'm not going to do another nighttime show, so I'm going to try to do a bit of an earlier show tomorrow, but we'll have to see exactly what time that starts. But I will be back tomorrow with plenty more to discuss the latest news and notes and anything else that is going on. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it. I will see everybody tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday. See you guys then. Take it easy. Later.